Swing low, sweet chariot, come and carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, come and carry me home.
I moved to Vermont many years ago in order to start a new life for my art, for my son, and for myself. I came to Island Pond and there was a house. I went to an auction and I purchased this house in the Northeast Kingdom, expecting to stay 1 or 2 years. And now I've been here 20.
I looked over Jordan, and what did I see?
The Divine Journey, Companions of Love and Hope, which I'm calling the painting I did for Memorial Church, is meant to celebrate many people.
A band of angels.
Her work reflects the diversity and the celebration of diversity. I'm extremely proud every time that I'm asked to pose for her. She shares with you her vision for the painting, and so it's almost like you take on this role of tangibly placing yourself in what she's trying to create, and I love it.
If you were to view this painting as perhaps stone, the figures are meant to be unified as a mass. Everything in the painting leads to Mary. Mary is the physicality. Mary is the figure who reaches out to us. She is the bearer of faith and hope. The figures are the companions of love. They are all on the divine journey, just as we all are.
Swing low, sweet chariot.
When I see my mother's work, I see diversity. Beyond that, though, I also see a really wonderful balance. The individuals have a very soft, vulnerable quality to them, which is balanced by a tremendous amount of interpersonal strength.
Chariot.
People come in and see the painting and sometimes they literally gasp. I just think it's such an overwhelmingly beautiful, powerful image. People definitely in church pick the seat now that they're going to sit in so that they can look at that painting during the service. A member of our congregation, Edie Templin, was a big fan of Janet's work and had had Janet paint portraits of her sons. So when Edie was diagnosed with terminal cancer, she came in to see me and then said, "I don't want a big fuss made over my death. However, if you'd like to do something in memory of me, I would love it if you had another show of Janet McKenzie's artwork." And so we were able to buy Mary and Jesus in the Papel Picado.
If you get there before I do.
Back probably about 2001 or 2002, I was actually pastoring a very small church in Newark, New Jersey. Largely African American and Latino community that was really under-resourced. It once had been a tall steeple Presbyterian church, and all of the icons, the images of Jesus, both in the stained glass and on the walls, were all of Michelangelo's cousin, or Jesus was looking like a Greek god. And so I began searching for different images because it was really paining me to see these small African-American children come in each Sunday and look up at images of the divine and of the sacred, to not be able to see themselves or their skin color, pigmentation in any way, in any representation of the divine. I thought that that was so tragic. And so it was at that moment that I began searching for different images of Jesus. And I came across that wonderful painting of Janet McKenzie, Jesus of the People. At that moment, I just became captivated with Janet McKenzie and her work.
Sweet, sweet Janet.
I never had an interest or a calling to paint Jesus. But when a friend sent me an announcement about the National Catholic Reporters Jesus 2000 competition, it really got me to thinking about this. Could I, would I, should I? So I painted Jesus of the People, a dark interpretation of Christ modeled by a woman. It was revealed for the first time on the Today Show. It received worldwide enormous publicity, and the response initially was absolutely horrific. People hated it, they were angry, they called me up, told me to read the Bible, hung up on me. I was threatened in many ways. I was told if I painted Muhammad, the same thing that happened to Salman Rushdie would happen to me. My mail was separated at this little local post office for fear of letter bombs.
I can't help but feel protective of her when the reactions were so strong and negative coming to her defense. However, though, on the heels of that was a tremendous amount of support.
I've been shocked at the response to something that is should be ordinary. We should expect to see all people celebrated and honored in sacred art, all races.
I see the essence of me. I see other beautiful women. I know some of the women that, other women that Janet uses as models, so it's always nice to feel like you're a part of their essence as well.
I sit in this chair and I turn the painting over and over, and I turn it upside down so that every little line and compositional nuance shows up, because your eye gets so lazy. You see it, and it just wants to look at it this way only, and it's sort of like, don't bother me. But you turn it upside down, everything is revealed.
Janet McKenzie's art challenges us to reconsider who and what we consider divine. Consider her award-winning and internationally acclaimed Jesus of the People. Her interpretation of Jesus pays tribute to two groups traditionally left out of religious iconography: women and people of color. By using real women models of color to recreate biblical scenes, McKenzie counters default associations between whiteness and purity, between maleness and divine power. This is the reason why, when considering artwork for the student oasis, Janet McKenzie immediately came to mind.
When you get there, there'll be no pain.
Toward the left slightly.
And Mama will be there, calling your name. Swing low, sweet
Feel incredibly grateful to have this beautiful salmon-colored house that provides a wonderful place for me to live and a very private, perfect space for me to create in. My life is somewhat monastic, and it completely supports this work that I do, which is prayerful. I feel a genuine calling that I am supposed to do this work. I'm supposed to put it in the world. It's meant to be seen, and I am supposed to do it.
Sweet, sweet Janet, coming for the time.